Hey y'all, it's Newbie Customs, and right now I'm working on my cousin's purse. I was supposed to been had this purse done like 2 weeks ago, y'all. So she's called me and cussed me out. So, because I've been working on all these other projects. If y'all look, my nails is the same. I've been grinding, y'all. So, her strap came unhooked from right here. So what I'm gonna have to do is we're gonna go in with some glue this on the seam of this, sew it, add it on to here, attach it and sew it on this little part right here, clip her strap back on, and we are all good. I'm using thread from the hair store because it's thicker, and also hair sewing needle because it's thicker and it's easier to get through this thicker material. So like I said, we are going to glue this so it makes it back into a pocket. Go back with the thread and sew, and then sew it onto where it needs to be, like the other side. And also, I think this is so adorable. Look at y'all. She got a little pocket. This is so adorable. I was like, girl, I'm glad you told me because I was going to sew your pocket up. She was laughing at me, but yeah. We gonna get her back popping. Isn't it so cute? So fluffy. Alright, I'll see you in a minute, child. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Okay, y'all, so I just got my thread together. It's about arm's length. You want to always make sure your thread is longer than what you need. Because you're going to tie knots, you might have to stop and cut, and it'll already be threaded. And make sure you do double thread. Don't just string it with a knot. Make sure it's double. And again, thread from the hair store. Needle from the hair store. It's a way thicker needle and it's curved. Alright. So right now we're going to take our Fabric-tack Glue. We're going to go on the inside of this and go across. And then we're going to do a 2-hole stitch along that as well. So it should only be 2 holes when we sew to thread that together. And after I do that, I'll be back to show you how we're going to attach it to the purse on this seam right here where this zipper is. And I'm also going to enclose that zipper some so it's not so loose. But when I get to that part, I'll show y'all how that's going to work. So when we sew, it's going to be right here on this open space. When you glue it, any excess glue, make sure it's not on the edges so you can't see it, but rub it along that to seal it. And I'm just holding it tight enough, as you see how it's stuck to my finger a little bit. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not really trying to do this. Like, oh, wow. Is it focused? I just rub it along that. Everything else is clean. And as you see, it's just enough on there to hold that together. Nothing else. When you stick your needle through, make sure you're going through the pre-existing hole that was already there on the original stitch. And what you do is you're going to want to hold like this as you push it through to start your first stitch. If not, it's just going to wobble everywhere. So you have to hold it in between your fingers. If you're not experiencing sewing, it might be a little hard. I mean, even I struggle a little bit, but once you get that needle through there, it's fine. It's just the fact that this needle is way thicker than a standard sewing needle, and the fact that this is leather is, you know, stretching that out as we go. But make sure you have enough space to hold and sew, if that makes any sense. And as you see, I didn't even have to wait 10 minutes, y'all. Like, in that other clip, it was already dry. So. And then this is the line that we're going to stitch on after we make it onto the purse. Like it's the original seam allowance that it was. After struggling with the other side, my camera takes forever to focus. You see what I'm talking about? How it's just a 2-hole stitch. And what I'm going to do is cut off that excess right there. And we're going to stitch through this 2 more times. And my cousin is lucky that I love her because I am over here struggling, okay? But we're going to get it done so she can have her little fuzzy purse. Alright. Okay. So now I'm at the part where I'm about to sew this onto here. I'm struggling, y'all. Please don't judge me. I'm about to try to hold this with my leg and show y'all. Okay. So this is where the zipper is. And we sewing right here on this space. It's on just one side. So the side that it's facing already, so that the fine side is on that side. Just go through right here. And you want to catch that fabric while you're doing it so the inside of her lining of her purse is not all messed up. So as you see, the lining is off. So to make this easier, I'm going to fold it down. I'm going to fold it in, take the needle all the way through it, and pull it taut. And being that I don't have someone here with me right now to show y'all, I'm going to come back when I'm done. But basically, we're gathering all this fabric so her purse will close right here. And it's all in one seam with the tab. So as of right now, I took the needle through all the way through one time. And when I came back down through, I went through the fur on the left side and came back through on just the purse. I didn't go through the leather, it just came through the purse. And I wrapped that around twice. I'm probably going to do one more time. And that's so to make sure her fur on that thread doesn't start ripping because of this tab came off, because that was all sewn together. So I'm just making sure her tab isn't good, then her fur starts coming off. So then I'm going to go through the tab, go through that twice because it was kind of hard trying to do that all at once. Then once I go back all the way through, I'm just going to seam this up by itself. And that way the rest of the thread will just be in here. All of that's what's going to be, sewn up. And then her hole will still be how that needs to be. And her purse is done. Get with me, ladies. Ciao. So I done went back and forth on that a couple times. I'm trying to get my camera to focus, y'all. I'm sorry. Just do a two-hand stitch. And like I said, I grabbed some of that fur in that stitch so her purse will stay together. Now we're going to finish out this seam. So right now the thread is facing inward. And we're going to start at the top and go down to where it's starting to connect. And if we got extra, we can just go back up. This is the inside of the purse, so that's fine. And then this is her hole. For other part, I can't sew from that side because it has another piece of fabric right there. So like I said, I'm going to try to get this as close as possible to how that is. Being that the purse is already done. But I think it should turn out good. And I really like how that turned out. It's on there nice and snug. So, I decided to do change of plans. Being that I got this on here super snug. With her first tuck so that does not come apart. Her zipper is nice and lined up together now. So when she zip, it's like a seamless zip. Being that the other fabric is under there, I decided to just enclose this and make sure that this is super, super, super tight and sturdy in there. And all I'm going to do is go in with my Fabric-tack to keep this a seamless, one stitch. And it'll dry super, super quick and fast, and it should stay. So I feel like that's the easier route than to do a messy hand stitch and then half of it be seamless and the other half not. I don't really like that. So we're just gonna put a little Fabric-tack on there, seam that up, and just use the rest of our excess thread to make sure this is nice, tight, sturdy, won't come apart. And her purse is done, you guys. Back to Brandon. I'm done sewing this. All I did was go back through here 2 more times through that hole and gathered everything back to this side. And then once I went through that twice, I just went back and forth through this little material right here. And every time I came back through, I knotted. So it's about 4 knots right here. And it left me with this teeny tiny hole. And this is what I'm talking about. We're going to glue. So as you see, this is how the seam is. I'm going to tuck one side in, put a string of glue, going to press together, and it's going to come out looking seam like that. I'm going to pull this tight into a knot. And yep, everything is done because this is already did. No need to do anything to that. And voila. No more hole. All glued up. And so. And also this side came apart too, so I had to go ahead and glue this side as well. So now, no more hole in her purse. She's all good to go. Purse repair. The original side. The side I did.